Good day, everyone. I am Berna Michaella M. Dela Cruz of ABM 12A Lusitan. Now, I am going to report this lesson. This topic is all about strategies in writing a conclusion, and our general objectives are define the different strategies for writing and conclusion and its example, and to gain knowledge about the topic where you will use in it academic writing such as a critic paper, reflection essay, reaction paper, technical paper, and review paper. But first, what is conclusion? Conclusions are often the most difficult part of an essay to write, and many writers feel that they have nothing left to say after having written the paper. So a writers needs to keep in mind that the conclusion is often what our readers must remember best. And conclusion should have stress the importance of the thesis statement without repeating it verbatim. It means that this is not exactly the same words as were used originally, and it gives the essays a sense of completeness, and lastly, leave a final impression on the reader. All in all, the conclusion provides a closure while reminding us of the contents and importance of the paper. It accomplishes this by stepping back from the specifics in order to view the bigger picture of the document or the academic paper. So now, we are in the strategies of writing a conclusion. Number 1, echoing the introduction. So if you are echoing your introduction, can be a good strategy if it's meant to bring the reader full circle. If you begin by describing a scenario, you can end with the same scenario as proof that your essay was helpful in creating a new understanding. Keep in mind, if you are echoing the introduction, you give a reader's full attention of what you want to be described and want to be mean that you're in your introductory part. It means that you are start by describing a scenario and with the same of it. With that, you help your readers creating a new knowledge and interest to your paper. So example, for the starts of introduction, from the parking lot, I could see the towers of the castle of the Magic Kingdom, standing stately against the blue sky. To the right, the tall peak of the Matterhorn rose even higher. From the left, I could hear the jungle sounds of Adventureland. As I entered the gate, Main Street stretched before me with its quaint shops evoking an old-fashioned small town so charming it could never have existed. I was entrance. Disneylands may have been built for children, but it brings out the child in adults. Conclusion. I thought I would spend a few hours at Disneyland, but here I was at 1 a.m. Closing time, leaving the front gates with the now dark towers of the Magic Kingdom behind me. I could see tired children toddling along and struggling to keep their eyes open as best they could. Others laughed in their parents' arms as we waited for the parking lot tram that would take us to our cars. My 40 years old feet ached, and I felt a bit sad to think that in a couple of days, I will be leaving California, my vacation over to go back to my desk, but then I smiled to think that for a last day, I felt 10 years old again. As a result, if you read the story, you probably notice that the introduction and conclusion both describe an incident that was comparable. The introductory part, paragraph, and conclusion are not written verbatim by the author, who instead used the situations in the introduction to keep readers interested. And at the conclude, he or she almost comes to the same conclusion, but he doesn't let it bother him since he keeps saying concept of what he wants to convey to his readers to keep it intriguing and attention-grabbing. And by doing so, he demonstrates how his narrative provides new insight. Number 2, challenging the reader. By issuing a challenge to your readers, you are helping them to direct the information in the paper, and they may apply it to their own lives. It means that the most important idea is to challenge the reader to apply the information in the paper to their real own life situation. Example, Though serving on a jury is not only a civic responsibility, but is also an interesting experience. Many people still view jury duty as a chore that interrupts their jobs and the routine of their daily lives. However, juries are part of America's attempts to be a free and just a society. Thus, jury duties challenge us to be interested and responsible citizens. Although the authors concluded that serving on a jury is not only a civic duty, but is also an exciting experience. Many individuals see it as a burden that interferes with their employment and daily routines. So the reader can challenge him or herself to demonstrate the validity of the opposing viewpoints and draw conclusions based on the actual life circumstances. As was mentioned in the aforementioned article, jury service may be perceived as an intrusion, but if it were up as to us, it would be force us to be engaged, accountable citizens and for us to take a closer look at ourselves. Number 3. Looking to the future. Looking to the future can emphasize the importance of your paper or redirect the reader's thought process. It may help them apply the new information to their lives or see things more globally. It is indicated that if you are look ahead, you'll develop fresh knowledge that the readers may benefit from as a result of their ideas and knowledge. So example, without qualified teachers, schools little more than buildings and equipment. If higher paying careers continue to attract the best and the brightest students, there will not only be a shortage of teachers, but the teachers available may not have the best qualifications. Our youth will suffer, and when youth suffers, the future suffers. The government should support the Department of Education financially and ethically. And this conclusions wraps up all the potential future outcomes. And as a result, the Friday students will be motivated to pursue a career in education because they can see that the government is providing the greatest amount of support. As a result, they won't be shortage of highly qualified teachers who will also view their jobs as having comparable benefits and salary. So, lastly, number 4, posing a question. Why posing a questions? Posing a questions either to your readers or in general may help your readers gain a new perspectives on the topic which they may not have held before reading your conclusion. It may also bring your main ideas together to create a meaning. So, questions enable us to think beyond the topic and open up the space for more opinions and perspectives. When you ask a questions, your classmates may also be interested in knowing the answer, which motivates the class to ask more follow-up questions on the topic. So again, our 4 strategies for writing a conclusions are echoing the introductions, number 2, challenge the reader, number 3, looking for the future, number 4, posing a questions. That's a wrap for our video reporting. I hope you find it interesting and gain knowledge and you will apply the learnings and insights in your future academic paper. Again, I am Berna Michaella Dela Cruz. Thank you for watching.